to a stadium to play in the game.
Through the first game on the stage today.
Exactly, and then like if you start losing rounds or things don't go in your favor, you just need that person to kind of keep a level head and kind of like suggest what you need to do, and how they can see, they have that vision of how you can get back into the game. As we say that, we're actually going into the game right now.
Right, let's kick this off. We're live on the pistol round, and NIP on CT. Remember, the scenario, if you're just joining us, NIP must win. London Conspiracy can lose, get 11 rounds, and still qualify. Get right, kicks us off with a headshot, and London Conspiracy return the favor. They will push in now. Return as well as Fifth Laren gets picked off there, and London Conspiracy find themselves in this long A push with the man advantage. They force Exist to retreat courtesy of that smoke, and they'll cross 2 more players over. Reinforcements coming for NIP in the shape of Forest from spawn, and Freiburg will hop on up and try to do some damage, but he's not going to. Freiburg down. London Conspiracy find themselves with a bomb plant and a man advantage, and this could be exactly the start that the Norwegians wanted to create the upset here. As Forest makes his way up from Catwalk, he's going to go in there, look for the frag in. He's not going to get it either. It's all on Exist, gets the first one, 1 on 2 now with 35 points health, is going to get the second, but this is going to be so hard to get on up there, get the defuse. If he makes the jump over, from then on in, the man down there is going to be really in trouble, because he's going to get up there and he's going to get the defuse. The plant position just didn't favor the guy down in the pit.
God.
And he gets it within a millimeter of them being fragged by Skirk. Phenomenal ending. The pit position just didn't work for that plant part.
I think there's been a lack of communication. Maybe that's what we're seeing with the addition of new players and stuff like that. The lineup maybe not bonding as quite as well there. I think if you just got the call that the bomb was down in that kind of precarious position, they wouldn't have happened. But yeah, I'm not really sure why you go down in the pit when the bomb was planted like that.
And Exist didn't know that to begin with. He was like, oh wait, if I just quickly make it up there, I'm in.
That was just a really smart play from him. He saw the kill on the floor. He kind of saw his opportunity. As soon as I saw the kill on the floor as well, my kind of eyes lit up. I just saw that moment of thought that he could actually pull this off. Like, it looked amazing work from him, very smart play, and that's going to really knock back London Conspiracy. I think there'll be a lot of bickering there. Well,
they should have won that round, 3 on 1.
Why did no one tell me? Like, what the hell? And but yeah, can't take anything away from Exist. Like, fantastic work from him, great brain. So lovely start for Nip, although London Conspiracy very frustrated, I think.
Well, 3 on 1. You should never lose those.
Never lose them, especially like that.
Now, interestingly, we had a quick chat with Exist whilst he was doing the map veto, and I said to him, you either look incredibly pissed or incredibly tired. I was like, yeah, it's a bit of both. Well, he's not happy.
It's perfectionist, I think. They've ranked the number one team in the entire world. That's like, so they've got a lot of high standards. They don't want to be in this kind of position where they could be going out in the group stages. Like, when you hear that, like, it's pretty mind-blowing for a team like Ninjas in Pyjamas. But like I said, like, this is group stages. As long as they can get through this game, it all resets tomorrow, and they're back in it like full force. So hopefully.
But there's a fascinating other dynamic in this. What effect do the performances here, what strats revealed, have on Cologne, which is just 2 weeks away?
That's the thing, isn't it? But like, I think teams will be concentrating on this event first. Like, I know, well, as you said, we should probably kind of get back into the action quickly as this is unfolding. We have got a full gun round here from London Conspiracy. They actually got with that bomb down. They managed to get AKs back into it. And, it looks like it's going to be a 4-on-4 situation in the favour of the terrorists.
PRB did get himself a kill before going down as well, and Freiburg is out. 4v4. As Forrest makes his way in towards that B site in the NIP side. We'll look to stop the assault here, but Forrest has got more coming here as well, as he'll push in, gets dropped by the first man. Skirk's going to get there, and there will be London Conspiracy hopping across and, in theory, getting the bomb plant. They will do exactly that, as Exist has been down, and Fifth Laren with the AK now is 1 on 2, and after Exist performance, you wouldn't bet against him.
Oh, here we go.
He will try to draw out some movement from London Conspiracy players. That doesn't happen, so he knows he's just going to have to go in deep, in hard. He's only got a head to aim for on that man on the bomb site. As he drops back now, he's going to try and isolate him, go for him, but the bomb ticks louder and louder. London Conspiracy played this one by the book. They've made them hard to find.
Great work. That was just perfect kind of teamwork there. Good communication, a complete reverse of what we saw in the first pistol round, to be fair. So they actually kind of got their gear together and kind of worked out how they needed to win that round. They locked him out, so he didn't even have an opportunity to even get a frag there. So yeah, fantastic teamwork, and that's got them straight back into the game. Interesting enough, though, that's not going to knock NIP onto an eco. Actually, Fifth Laren opting for an AWP here, so you can see what he can do with this.
Oh, goes for the hit and gets it. PRB, welcome back to the world of top-level CS.
I assumed he just didn't see the AWP coming there. To be fair, I didn't think he'd be able to afford one, but yeah, great work from Flaren, got them straight back into this.
And NIP will look to maximize upon that opportunity. And for Fifth Laren, you know, he's always the one under the most pressure.
Oh, well, yeah, definitely. I think it's unjustified, just the haters, isn't there? Unjustified haters.
He's not had a single thread today.
Oh, excellent. Well, that's why I like him a lot. He's a good friend of mine, so it's always good to see him do. I think he plays well every tournament. I don't really see what the big fuss is about, to be honest.
Oh, gets dropped, Caster's curse.
Whoops.
And he will be picked off on A long there is now he'll go. The button will pass to exist as he spreads up, and London can seriously look to put 3 men in towards A, and they will do exactly that. But that AWP couldn't have gone down in a better position here, actually, as Exist will now be able to poke in towards that site. Bomb planted, 3-man after plant. NIP will have a decision to make here. If they can get an entry, I mean, they're 4 men up, they have to push for this defuse. But they do have an AWP that they won't want to lose, and they're losing men fast. Exist and Freiburg both go down, Get Right's out as well, and now it's all on Forest, 1 on 2, but they've got 1 man with just 4 points of health. Rain's going to go in here, and nice he will finish off the job. Forest down, and London Conspiracy. Ignore that pistol round at the end of it. Other than that, they've been the better team.
Well, especially after Fifth Laren getting that pick on their star player at the start of the round, still coming back to get the bomb down and kind of winning a round like that. Look, another great example of teamwork there. They had one person in the crates area, 1 on short, not overfacing, kind of communicating and working together. So right now it's looking great for them. Like if they can keep that kind of level of team play up, they're going to rack up some rounds here and get something together. We can see NIP actually being forced into this CZ round. They haven't opted for armor or anything here, so hopefully we can see something like a nice clean round from London Conspiracy.
How much does the fact that London Conspiracy are 9 rounds away from victory play? They don't have to get to 16.
Yeah,
does that factor in your mind?
I think as soon as we hit that point, I think that'll be the end of it. I'm not sure what will happen at that point. I'm not sure whether we'll just.
Well, NIP would have to play on because they could still win.
Yeah, I just think like whether London Conspiracy would take the gas off of it or at all, but yeah, obviously they'll be taking every round as it comes in. Like you can see, a very slow, clinical play here. They don't want to give anything away. They make their way now. Choke point, I don't really say which one.
There we go. It's going to be Forest and Freiburg both drop. Just so you're aware on the stream at home, we've been asked to be a little more generic in our casting of this game because there was an inkling that the players might hear us. So we're not going to say things like "he's behind you." Just so you know, this isn't a pantomime either. As Fifth Laren will dart in towards that B site and go down. And no deaths. Very important there for London Conspiracy.
Yep, great round. Going to keep their economy nice and rich there. You can see that they can afford a couple of rounds now, either way. Be interesting to see what kind of buy NIP go for here. It looks like the Flaren not opting for the same tactic we saw last round, so perhaps we'll see a change of pace here for NIP. Maybe see something like a little bit more aggressive, kind of get that first pick at the start of the round. Be interesting to see how they pan this out. Obviously, they want to change the pace of the game and get the momentum swinging in their favour.
You know, there are probably some London Conspiracy fans watching this thinking you're casting this from a NIP perspective, but that's simply because the prospect that NIP could bow out in 5th place in a group.
Go on.
5th place in a group is also just that phenomenal stat. It's not like they've been eliminated earlier. It's that there were 4 teams that placed higher than them. Kind of crazy. Get Right is searching to perhaps be that man to get that first pick, but it hasn't happened this time around. As that London Conspiracy have snapped back. They have taken a slither of damage, and Get Right will follow up and does get the kill. NIP will look to lay down the pressure, but this has happened before. See, made in towards, covering off the CT spawn. Ollie's going to be the one moving through the spawn gates, and that's what they've opened up there. But there's Forest just in a perfect position for that engagement, and Freiburg happened to be there as well. And 2 big frags for NIP. Should have put them on the road to win the round, but having suddenly lost both Exist and Freiburg, they find themselves, sorry, not Freiburg, it was Forest, but now Freiburg's gone down as well. And London Conspiracy suddenly find themselves right back in this round, from 5 on 2 to 2 on 2. There's,
wow.
Rubino is that, and PRB both have 2 kills, and they're making their way in towards the site now. Get Right, though, has a gets his second and a hat-trick to win the round, maybe. His PRB will go down, and, well, you would bet your house on Get Right in a situation like that.
Absolutely, like that's what he's so good at. Like, you saw such clever play from him, even though he missed that initial shot as they came into the bomb site. He knows exactly what he's got to do to get himself back into the round. Interesting enough about that round is I think that London Conspiracy made themselves a bit obvious as to what they were doing. They put the smoke down in CT spawn, 2 of them in fact, and the fact that it was so obvious, kind of a mid-split was on its way. The fact they just kind of walked out one by one, kind of didn't even bother flashing. Like 2 CTs looking there. It's obvious what you're doing, guys. I think they needed to potentially flash the CTs and actually then show themselves. But fair play, it came down to a 2-on-1 situation, which they should have won. But yeah, great stuff from Get Right there. Awesome work from him, and that's going to take us to 3-3.
Every round counts in this game, ladies and gents. London Conspiracy find themselves in a relatively positive position. They'll certainly be enamored with their opening 6 rounds. They will know that there are more rounds to be taken here from NIP, that's for sure. And Exist will be the man trying to hold on to A as he connects with a headshot. Beautiful play, and NIP will force London Conspiracy to think twice. They do have another man coming up catwalk. They're going to push the AWP up there, and he will be the man who searches out Exist, and he will be the man that connects with that slither of a head that was there. There wasn't much to hit, but boy did he hit it. And now we're in a 4-on-4. London Conspiracy have forced NIP to move around after that frag. They were expecting that frag to be followed up with a push in towards the A site. We've seen them go in towards A a fair few times, but that hasn't been the case. But they know everything. Look at Fiflaren on the map. He's gone round long A, pushed back, and he knows where the push is coming from. He knew where they were, and that's allowed them to go through. Bomb's been planted now. 4-man after plant. Fiflaren's information doesn't help because now they know exactly what's going on anyway as the bomb ticks louder and louder. Get Right's going to be the one to lead the charge in, but he'll lose out to that AWP once more, and London Conspiracy are staring down the barrel of another round 1 with 4 men to get out of there alive as well. And the Norwegians are flying the flag here in London.
Yeah, absolutely great stuff from their London Conspiracy. Like most of the time, you kind of recommend to teams like waiting till the last 20 seconds before you execute onto the bomb site isn't recommended, but that worked kind of perfectly for them. They got the opening frag there onto Exist, and they kind of didn't rush. They kind of waited for the CTs to kind of keep guessing and wondering what was going on. Executed on our side together. Obviously, we saw Fiflaren thought it looked like he had a decent position there, kind of doing the flanking from long, but he got absolutely taken out there. And it looks like God, if he said that, Fiflaren answered back with a silenced USP kill. That was absolutely huge. If he can keep hold of that gun, he could cause some real damage here.
Well, this is an eco round for NIP, but Fiflaren has the opportunity to make it painful. And they'll go in. Fiflaren's been dropped now, and London Conspiracy will take this a little bit more regimentally. NIP will find themselves 2 rounds down.
Yeah, ever slipping away. Obviously, London Conspiracy are on the easier side, so they should be racking up a few T rounds in a row, stringing a few together here. But obviously, we need NIP to kind of, they want to stay in this tournament at least. They need to start perhaps changing up their play slightly. I think it'd be nice to see them get the AWP out and kind of challenging and kind of going for those opening picks at the start of the round. I think that'd be really nice to kind of just slow down, slow them right down, and like perhaps get the T's questioning themselves.
They surrender a lot of the middle of the map. They never contest the mid area from the spawn side, which is an interesting push. Maybe you need the AWP to do it.
Well, yeah, I guess so. Like, but I guess with NIP, they haven't got that all-star AWPer. Like, sure, I'm pretty sure all of them could AWP, but they haven't got someone who like a Kenny S or someone like that who can go absolutely nuts with it. But as we say that, I think they're just kind of looking at their money now. It looks like that we might be seeing the double bubble on the eco.
Yeah, they will just fill out with 3 CZs on this and a handful of nades. But again, they back themselves. They're not going to stack one side as you might do on an eco and kind of, hope for the best.
Kind of just a normal gun round here, isn't it? Kind of a 2-1-2 sort of setup.
And if you get up close and personal with that CZ, you can do damage. There's no doubt about it. But we've not seen anything from NIP on their ecos thus far in this tournament.
Absolutely, especially on a map like Dust 2, when terrorists are forced to come into bomb sites and onto these horrible little angles, the CZ can be so damaging here. Like, if someone can just get that opening kill, or even a couple, we might see that right now. Unfortunately, he's a bit too flat.
Get Right was in a perfect position to use the CZ there, but London Conspiracy up to the task, find themselves now another 3-man advantage. They should close this out, and will give them a 3-round advantage. and just 5 rounds away from qualifying. Let's stress that. Their number is 11, not 16.
It's like great work from them. They're playing this game perfectly. Like, you have to remember they lost a pistol as well, and they've kind of strung 5 rounds together now. And it's all really strong rounds as well. Like, they're playing this so well. Like, this is anti-eco, and you can see how regimented they are right now. Like, no one's giving anything away. Everyone's making sure they're doing everything correctly, and we can see Zist here doing anything he can to try and get one little frag. He's got 4 HP, and he's going to be desperately trying to get anything he can. If he can take a gun away from this, he'll be very happy. There's an AK there waiting for him, but yeah, I'll be able to take care of that. It's going to be 6-3 in favor of London Conspiracy.
They don't look like a team that have just made a roster change.
Well, this is a big round, I think. I think we can see a change of tactics here. I don't want to divulge too much as to what's going on, but if you just take a look on the left-hand side of your screen, you can see the buy-up Ninjas in Pyjamas have gone for. Kind of a change of strategy, perhaps. We've seen this a lot recently with other teams in Europe. This seems to be the kind of standard now for this team.
Yeah, big round this for NIP. As McLaren will rattle off that AWP shot and certainly sound the alarm bells for London Conspiracy. They know they've got a different round on their hands now. Will be the Ninjas in Pyjamas, of whom much questions will now be asked after their first day performance here on Gfinity. Still one more game to come on this stage as well, ladies and gentlemen. And the Norwegians are at the moment flying high. It'll be Rubino to...
Such slow play from the terrorists. Almost every round they just kind of feel out the CTs and work out what areas they're allowed to go into. And it seems like NIP haven't responded to this yet, and I think that's what I'm saying. They need to kind of lock it down at the start of the round. That's if McLaren going to be taken down by Poly. That's going to be devastating for NIP.
Losing that AWP is going to change the dimension, but you can see what we're not allowed to say. That Exist
there it
has
is.
The auto sniper and is able to dispatch of Poly the AWP, and that's a big role for them. They have, however, I think picked it up and moved it out. No, they didn't. They left the weapon down there, so it will be now Freiburg to jump on out and do what Freiburg does best, which is confrontation, as he goes down himself in the end, though Forrest is going to go 1-on-3 and B here, as he has one to his left, as he will get dispatched in the end. Exist has the frag onto Skirk, and it's 2 versus 1. Rubino to go up against Get Right and Exist. This is a situation where you couldn't really ask for 2 better Swedes to be in there. You've got probably the best Swedish brain, and you've definitely got the best Swedish gun to go up against Rubino, who has 2 kills this round. Has a great URL in his tag as well. Will push in, does some damage to Exist, but they come to charge him out. Exist dropped, and now it's all on Get Right.
Huge.
And Rubino delivers. He's delivered 4 frags that round.
Huge.
And wins the round almost single-handedly for London Conspiracy. NIP guilty of coming 1 by 1 at him.
Yep, I think that might be the moment of the match, one of the most important at least. Huge play from Rubino there, and I think NIP might be a bit upset with that one. I think going in with the auto sniper might have been the bad choice. Possibly should have picked up another rifle and kind of pincered that together. But yeah, like you said, a kind of one-on-one approach to that really didn't work for them, and we're going to see yet again NIP being forced to kind of onto the CZ round, and Forrest can be taken out there. Poly seems to be racking up a few frags now. As I say that, he gets himself another one. That's going to be 5-on-3 situation for London Conspiracy.
From here, NIP really staring down the barrel.
Yeah, really are. But we've seen them in this situation in so many different events and stuff, and they always bounce back. They never give up. That's the one thing about NIP. That's what separates them from like the rest of the world, I think. Like, they can always find a way out of these ruts. And I don't think you can count them out yet. I think we need to kind of see how this develops. I think there's still some life in them as of yet.
The man with a role to play now is he's admitted that his role is not tactical at all. His role is cheerleading. And that's the role he's got to play right now. He's got to lead the cheers.
He's got to make sure their head stays high, and then they need to realize how important this game is to them. They need to do everything they can, dig deep and see what they've got left in the tank, because right now it's looking pretty devastating for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Like you said, they need to get the morale up, kind of come together and work out how they're going to get back into the game.
2 big players from London Conspiracy in this first half, Ruby and Poly. They've just delivered in a big way, but they're now in real trouble here. Ruby does get the frag onto Get Right, and it's Exist and Fiflaren, both with guns, going up against Ruby, who's got the bomb and 1 nade, but this somehow eco round from NIP has turned all the way into a round of their favor with only 10 seconds left to go. Bomb will get planted, And it'll be Rubio to try and dig himself out of this. 1-on-2 for the second round in a row. This time Exest gets it right. And for winning the harder of the rounds last time out, this time London Conspiracy show their naivety.
Yeah. Well, that's obviously a huge round for Nib. Like that, if ever they needed a round, that was the one. And so now, hopefully, they can kind of build on that and kind of. There's still an opportunity to win this half. Right? They're not out of it yet. Although it looks quite bad on the scoreboard right now, I wouldn't be surprised if they came back and took the rest of the rounds here. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of setup they're running now. So we can see another setup they're going to be running here. Like they seem to be trying all sorts of different approaches every single round to see what's going to be the most effective. But let's see how this one pans out for them. We can see London Conspiracy taking the same setup they have been running, and it's been working well for them. So why would they change?
Let's see what Forrest can deliver here as he rattles off an AWP shot and then retreats to his position. And, Polly will know that he's got his work on this round.
He really has.
But don't worry, Polly will put the kettle on.
Oh.
He's just waiting there. He's just waiting there, and dig in to deliver, as he has done in this game so well. PRB, maybe the distraction before, you know, big name comes back. It's distracting for us as casters to like get romance about an old name, and we've been distracted from what has been a standout performance from the stalwarts of London Conspiracy.
Yeah, there really has. I think Rubinho with that huge round, I think he's been fantastic. So is Polly as well.
Polly will land the nade frag onto Get Right as they push in now. Exist is going to be the man to be the next hurdle in the way of this Norwegian steam train at the moment. Polly in position and ready to pick anything off that moves. Get Right has made himself hard to find though. They're going to have to engage because Polly is lurking closer and closer. Fiflaren with the AWP, dispatches of one. Forrest is out, Fiflaren follows suit, and we're on a 4-on-2. Freiburg and Exist going to have to bail NIP out one more time. Can they do it? It's all on Exist. He does get the next. And it won't be enough. London Conspiracy rack up their 8th round.
Oh, yeah, but we can just look at the economy situation right now. And like after winning a round and then losing the subsequent next round, you only get rewarded with $1,400, and we can see that on reflecting now on the NIP lineup. But it kind of looks like they might be considering changing their...
Talk me through the double AWP round. Well, we'll see, and we'll talk about that in a second.
This could be an interesting round. Let's wait till the next one. I think we can. I can give you some nice analysts insight.
I want to know all your thoughts on the double AWP, and I want to definitely know your thoughts on Exist and what he's doing right now. And so we're on board with Polly. Let's switch over to Exist. There he is. He has, well, the weight on his shoulders in this round, because if he doesn't deliver, he's cost some money. His teammates all in the position to back him up, but he is the bait. Oh. Can those CZs capitalize? No, Get Right is was just a second too late. And though Get Right has that AK, he's been AWP'd and shot and wounded. As, now it is Forrest who's picked up the AWP, and they have an AWP and an AK as they find themselves still up against a massive round from London Conspiracy. But NIP, no stranger to adversity, will send Freiburg in. Oh, PRB stops Freiburg just as he was ready to finish the job. 2-on-4. There's NIP now with Forrest. Look to line up the shots. He's just firing blindly into that smoke, and it will be nothing, and NIP will probably be happy to get away with these two weapons.
Absolutely. So just to go back to the points we were making before, the double AWP setup, I think we're seeing that more and more now in CSGO. It seems to be the standard kind of setup for a CT team. The idea is you can set B up by itself and have the AWP in the window position, and that kind of looks after itself. You kind of know you can just leave that player there. He can take one shot and potentially kill someone and then fall back as well, so he's quite a safe bet. And then the other AWPer takes sort of A, so he can either face middle at the start or go to long. And then he can do all sorts of different things like that. He can boost mode short into lower B. So it's so versatile what you can do with that setup. That's why a lot of people seem to be running it now. It's either 2 AWPs or 1 auto sniper and 1 AWP. That seems to be the standard. But just talking about what did this there, I think he kind of just saw he had a lot more money than everyone else. So he could still afford an AWP and no armor. Kind of go all in, as it were, and kind of like if he got that first mid pick and the other guys had CZs, then that kind of gives them the opportunity to get into the round. You see it quite a lot these days. Like someone will just kind of YOLO buy that AWP and then see if what they can do, especially when you're like in this sort of situation.
9-4 London Conspiracy. Repeat, London Conspiracy need only 11 rounds to qualify. NIP must win, and they are staring down the barrel of defeat right now. As we have 2 rounds left in this half. They're going to need to win them both. Forest connects with a huge hit there onto Rain as he will wait for the next opportunity, which looks like it's going to present himself, and it does. Cometh the hour, cometh Forest. Once again, he rolls back the years to create just an opening for NIP, but Get Right picked off. Been very quiet in this game, Get Right. And Forest, after the opening 2 shots, misses the easiest of the 3. I guess we can forgive him. He is godlike, as NIP have themselves a man advantage, but still Polly to play his hand. Polly has been an exceptional AWPer for London Conspiracy in this half, as PRB will now join the party. And Skirk playing a big role here. If he can get the better of Exist, which he can't, he would have been able to open up that A site. But now it's Polly to play his role. Fiflaren versus Polly here as the Flash will do its job. Polly will push in and go for the next hit. Neither able to connect, and Fiflaren will go for the next one. Who's going to shoot? Who's going to shirk first? As Freiburg gets in on PRB, and in the end, it's a firing squad onto Polly. But
yep.
You might not get that many opportunities to take out Fiflaren again.
Absolutely. Well, fantastic work from Forrest there. I think we just saw like what he's capable of, especially like such a versatile player. He can pick up any gun you want and be like world class of it. So 2 huge important shots from him that actually just guarantees him that round. So we're going to be seeing the final round of this half right now, and it's important that NIP get this one. They really want to kind of set themselves up for a decent second half. So we can see it's going to be a full buy from London Conspiracy. They actually will be changing up their tactics. They've actually opted for the double AWP setup this time with T, which is quite interesting. I think they might have something up their sleeves. We've got 4 AWPs on the map currently, so this could cause all sorts of chaos.
Ruben are ready to challenge Forrest, and if he can rush him, Skirk created the opening with Fiflaren down, but no, not interested, and Forrest will retreat. As the push is... I'm not going to tell you where the push is. You can look at the map. I'm not allowed to tell you. We'll now see London Conspiracy ready to make their assault, and Forrest is amply placed for it as he will go in for the next one. Freiburg dispatches of Rubino, and then Polly will avenge. Forrest down, Freiburg out, and London Conspiracy are now ready to charge on in and plant that bomb. They've got 2 NIP players left to go. It's Get Right and Exist left standing. 2 players that very much can, but we saw them. I mean, you're going up against a double AWP B defense. If you can pull this one off, then you deserve to win the game. As Get Right charges in, is not going to get past the first hurdle. Exist is left all alone, takes some nade damage, and should be dispatched of by the firing squad. No, he's not. He's doing damage. The clock runs out. He's going to continue to go. Goes for the AWP. Is go hard or go home is Exist mentality. And he will be getting the nade, and he was...
Good effort. Nice try. Well, you can see, though, on the camera there, looks like the London Conspiracy guys quite relaxed, quite calm. No crazy celebration at the end of that half. I think they know they've pretty much secured their place in tomorrow's game.
Well, not yet. They need one more.
One more, but I feel like it'd be a travesty if they don't get one more round. I think they've kind of secured that. But obviously, Ninja Pajamas got a massive mountain to climb here. They're going to need the pistol if they're going to have a realistic chance getting back into this. Not a great half on them, but they were on the CT half, so that's going to be, it's always difficult. And it's like we can see the frag charts there. We can see Exist and Get Right leading the charge there for NIP, and Rubino and Polly. I think Rubino, so many clutches and great moments with him. Same with Polly, great AWPing there. Kind of really did prove a nuisance for NIP. But here we go into the second half, 10-5 in favour of London Conspiracy.
And Scandinavia once again so well represented at the top of CS. An all-Norwegian lineup doing well here, an all-Danish lineup doing well for Dignitas, and then an all-Swedish lineup at Fnatic doing so well.
Absolutely.
But for NIP...
On the ropes.
Yes, very much on the ropes. Goes without saying that this pistol round, there's a lot weighted on it. PRB is the man who will sound the alarm. He's waiting to see, he didn't know whether there were 5 people coming that way, so he was waiting to see whether anything was coming, and he'll pass the baton to Rain to fire on up towards that A site. But bomb planted from NIP, and this isn't an easy retake at all with a 5-man after plant, and already some 5 seconds gone. NIP come dropping down. Bit of a gamble there, but it paid off. Skirk's been dropped out. And NIP going aggressive, and NIP winning that gamble. PRB now rolling back the years, pushing forward here. Not going to get past Exist. Rain will come in, though, as he makes his way up from long A. But Forest gets himself the kill. Polly is 1 on 3. He gets the first, but the bomb's ticking louder and louder here. Polly will be picked off by Forest. It will be NIP getting themselves a very, very important round, and those 2 NIP fans in the crowd
they loved
clapping their hands. 4 NIP fans in the crowd. There we go.
Nice. Well, that was great work from NIP. I think that was a great move. And then 3 people dropping down into T. They were a little bit stifled in their positioning before they did that, so I think they had to make a move like that, kind of all bunched up on that short area. So that was a great move for them to make. And we can actually see a very interesting move being made by the CTs there. I don't know if you noticed that buy-up that's happened. I don't really want to divulge too much. It might give a little bit too much information away. But for those of you at home, take a look at the right-hand side of your screen, and that is... we're seeing that this gun more and more in this this tournament, and I'm not sure what to make of it. I really don't rate it myself, but it seems to be people are finding it a viable option. But I haven't actually seen anyone really make any kills of it. So
not in the games we've casted today.
Well, I've been casting like quite a lot in the last month, and people keep buying it. I just never see it come to any sort of avail. But there we go. More do I know?
Is that to be the commentator's curse? Have you just set Skirk and PRB up for some form of a rampage? Part of me would like to see it.
Me too. I think it'd be great to watch if you can see a sniper battle going on in the middle with on an eco round.
NIP playing this one smartly. They've given no inch on this eco, and now Rain is ready to say, "You've got incoming." Oh, beautiful stuff from Rain. Gets himself the kill on the Forest, but Exist says, "Yeah, there's no time for that," as he gets himself 2. NIP are 2 men down, and now those scouts are going to have to deliver, and they don't.
They never will. In my opinion, they never will. But here we go.
Polly gets himself the kill onto Get Right, and had he been able to race into what would have been an arms race in the middle, would have been great for him, but that wasn't to be, as he was cut off at the pass. NIP close out what was, in the end, a semi-expensive...
Yep. Well, I guess what London Conspiracy were trying there, like obviously you've got the middle area for Dust 2. I think their idea was if they had 2 scouts face there, they could potentially get one of the T's kind of having a face like they are exactly like they are now. We could take one of their heads off at the start of the round, hence potentially close this out and get to that 11th round they needed. But for me, it was a bit of a silly move. I don't think they needed to do it. I think they kind of just needed to wait to the gun round and get themselves back into it.
I'm waiting to say scout power. I'm just, you know, one day.
One of these days.
10-7 the score in favor of London Conspiracy, but they are 3 men down in this round, and the bomb has been planted by the T side, and NIP have successfully converted that pistol round quite happily, and we'll go into round 4 of the second half, the buy round for London Conspiracy, and then we'll see what their Dust is all about.
Absolutely, I think you're right. I think we'll be waiting there. It'll be interesting to see what kind of setup they opt to use, whether they'll be running the kind of the dual AWPs or whether they'll be just having Poly. We've seen Poly be so dominant with it. It might have been an idea to keep the other guys onto rifles. It'd be interesting to see if they can do anything a bit more creative, perhaps. I think we've been seeing quite just like a standard Dust 2 play, really. We haven't seen anything too experimental come in so far. It'd be nice to see them kind of bring out some surprising tactics and catch a nip while they're trying to do a strategy or something like that.
There you have the NIP side on your screen. Heaton behind them, not quite leading the rallying call today. And we'll see whether that is to be changed later on. They're now only just 2 rounds behind. If you're just joining us, NIP on the ropes in this tournament. They must win this match to go through, otherwise they are out. London Conspiracy need but 1 more round to guarantee their placement, is what we're told by the admin. Disclaimer there, I've not done that. Guvino will go through. Forrest connects with a headshot through the smoke. Great play from him. Can Skirk avenge? Yes, he can, but Skirk's got more trouble coming his way as Exist pushes in to go through, and the 2 nades catch him from the right and the left, and he'll be dropped by a combo of Freiberg and Fifthflower, and PRB ready to try and retake that site, but Flashes have done their job. The bomb is being maneuvered as PRB will go through. Get Right ready to sabotage that retake opportunity and doing it in style. Get Right gets himself the 2 kills. It leaves PRB 1 on 3 with a bomb. He knows he's not going to get out of this one alive. And Get Right's role there, absolutely impeccable.
That's what I love about watching NIP play. They don't really do anything too special. It's just lots of clever plays, like what Get Right did there and kind of getting in the back of the CTs, like, just completely locked out the round for them. And like, they just took B quite methodically, nothing too crazy. Got themselves in there, and then they kind of managed to just close the round out with just a nice bit of flanking from Get Right there. And that's going to force London Conspiracy onto an eco here. And as we say that, Forest manages to connect through the door, and that's going to open up the round for them. That's going to hopefully secure this 20th round, this pivotal, important game.
They do momentarily lose Forest in his AWP, though, as the CZ shows exactly what it can do. We'll see Exist pushing in. Rubino gets himself a 2nd kill, and did cost him his life, though, as London Conspiracy have... well, they'll be tempted by the weapons that are on the floor, that's for sure.
Who wouldn't?
And NIP are playing it smart. They thought that they would go for the bait, and that's why Get Right's gone where he's gone. He's like, well, if you want it, you got to come and get it. I'm right here. More than happy for you to come and face me.
Biding their time here, just using all the time available, just feeling out where the CTs are. Don't need to commit to anything at all. Every round counts here, I think. So they'll be making sure they can just work out where at least one of the CTs are, and then perhaps just kind of isolate him.
No margin for error. Killed that statement. No margin for error for NIP here. As they push in, and Polly rattles off his shots towards the incoming Swedish players, but actually hits not one of them. As it will be PRB to go through. He wants the prize. Where's it gone, he's saying? And he works out where they hit it. Nice play, PRB. After all the years,
he's still got him. That's quite interesting, actually. That Nip actually probably purposely chucked it up there, kind of. Yeah. Oh, that'll be safe up there. He'll never find it. And then there he goes, gets himself a nice 5K weapon, and he will be taking that all the way to the bank next round.
And well, not a complete loss for London Conspiracy in the end.
No, and they'll be buying one of those next round anyway. I think they'll be running the setup I kind of called. I think they'll be doing the 4 rifles and 1 AWP setup. If he does manage to save this, if he can. I don't think he'll be able to, though. It's going to be a stretch too far for him. Oh! No. There we go. 5th round taking it off him. And he should be able to get that back in the hands of Forest, or will he keep it himself?
I wasn't sure if he got down there in time.
It's all fine.
So,
well, it's going
to Freiburg. They're going to push it quickly down into A long and see whether they can scare someone here. As Freiburg waits for PRB to show himself, and they want to punish him for daring to steal an NIP AWP. As they will not be able to execute on that. Nice quick thinking, though, even if it didn't result in...
It was quite stylish the way they did it. They kind of shot the AWP along the floor and like landed it into him like as he was running off. It's quite cool. But
looked good for the cameras.
It did look great, but nothing really came to fruition from that. But it could have been cool. Could have been a good moment. But here we go. Quite stifle play here. I think the teaser's kind of feeling out what's going on, working out what kind of setup. They haven't really been able to see much so far. But as we say, that Forest takes down Polly. And that's going to be Orpa taken down. Oh, God, he's such a monster.
Forest just cleaning house as he makes his entry. Now Rain is ready to go for it again. He gets himself the first on to Get Right, but Freiburg is going to avenge, and that AWP will do its job as Rubino will pull out, and London Conspiracy will be thinking to themselves, we cannot retake that A side against 4.
Great.
They will want to hold on
I'd stand by that
weapons.
statement.
And they got Freiburg, actually, right as they pulled out there. So for London Conspiracy, they'll hold out, and NIP have, since half-time, really turned the screw, turned it around on their T side. But what's interesting is we talk about London Conspiracy needing that 1 round. They haven't got it yet.
I kind of assumed it would just happen naturally. It wouldn't be a big deal. We just think, okay, they've got that now.
Rubino suddenly going for this, and what we thought would be a save isn't, as Exist is suddenly called into action, and they're going to go all the way for the defuse here. Exist has got a massive role to play. He and his 11 points of health can't quite finish off the job. And Rubino is going to go in there and get the defuse, and there is that 11th round for London Conspiracy. They are going to progress, and we just assumed they wouldn't take on the 2v4. They would save, And suddenly, moments later, they were in the bomb site defusing.
That was huge. I think Exist maybe overcooked the thinking of that round a little bit too much. He kind of tried to be maybe slightly too clever. But yeah, fantastic way to get that 11th round. What a brilliant way to get it back. So that's going to be very frustrating for Nip. I think they definitely didn't want to lose that round. And then just fantastic play from Conspiracy here. But there's no time to analyse. We're straight back into it.
Exist, get right, take their revenge. As they push in, get right down to 6 points of health. Will lead the assault. Freiburg pushing in towards that site. They will move that bomb in now as Rubino comes in, and as long as Rubino's alive, there is more than a fighting chance for London Conspiracy. Bomb planted, 2-on-4. Will Lightning strike twice? As this time, they will save out.
Please.
Don't make me look like an idiot 2 rounds in a row, London Conspiracy, please.
Anyway, well, here we go, 11-11, all tied up. It looks like Nip have kind of found their footing after that minor hiccup of last round. Well, minor, pretty major hiccup, to be honest. But they really do need to lock this out now. I think we can see the economy on the CT is not looking too great. So hopefully we can see Nip kind of string a few rounds together here and get themselves back into that comfortable position we found them in a few rounds ago.
Forest with that AWP to rattle off the opening shot. So this eco for London Conspiracy will take full effect. And for your money, London Conspiracy, I mean, they've had some big results so far in this tournament, and they've given themselves a great showing here against NIP, win or lose in this game. They've certainly been an upturn for the books.
Absolutely. I think most people kind of like write them off, like especially at tournaments like this when it's like 8 of the world's best teams here, like, and you just think, okay, like, although we know London Conspiracy are good, you just don't expect them to kind of be able to perform against the likes of Pyjamas, but they actually have got that pedigree and that talent, and this is just being shown right now. They can keep up with these teams, and I think in the next few tournaments, I think we'll see them how dominant they can be. I think they're just waiting to have that great tournament, and hopefully this is the start of their campaign to kind of being successful tomorrow as well.
You know, for me, there's one thing that holds me back from agreeing with you entirely.
Oh, what's that then?
It's best of one.
Yeah, true.
I'm not anti-best of one, but I'm anti-best of one.
Well, I think it allows for upsets, especially like this. So if, say, Nip did drop this map, they would probably kind of work their stuff out and kind of prevail on the next 2 maps. I think you're right there. Best of one always does leave, especially for some teams, a sour taste in their mouth. They feel like they got done over by the maps and perhaps would have beaten them on a real test across all disciplines of Counter-Strike. But yeah, I think I have to agree with you there. It'd be interesting to see how how that we can confirm, hopefully, that they're in it after they hit the 11th round.
I'm not putting my name to that. But that's what the admin said, and Scoots said. So we're going to assume
we'll go along with it for now. We'll see what happens.
There were 2 FAMASs on this London Conspiracy round. There is now just 1, as Skirk's been picked off by Exist. And NIP find themselves 2 men to the good. They will jump up and very quickly make their march in towards inside. It's Freiburg that will lead. Freiburg has been dropped, and London Conspiracy with Rubino still to play will pull out again.
Might be it. Save the guns. Come back next round.
And 3 weapons out of this round will leave them in a pretty good shape for next time out, but it'll put NIP 2 rounds up and just 3 rounds away from winning. Yeah. What would be everyone wins type of scenario potentially of...
I guess so, yeah. Who loses out in that situation then? Who will be joining the UK teams? Do we know? Or we haven't really looked.
Well, but the next game's still to play.
Okay,
so that's the key
That's the final part. The final part of the puzzle.
So that 5th Laren chases out, and in fact, wasn't 3 guns that got away. It was just that FAMAS. And from London Conspiracy's perspective, they have more work to do on this one. They'll want to get the win. They can sleep easy if they get the win.
Here we go then. Obviously a very important round here. Like every round is going to be important for Nip. We can see the economy on the London Conspiracy team not looking too great right now. They're going to be forced to use those CZs yet again. We've seen them so many times this map. Hasn't actually been too many eco upsets this game, as many as there normally are, but here we go.
Oh, get right. They just came charging on to the end of his crosshair. He had no option but to kill them.
They left him no choice.
They left him no choice. I had to swerve several times before I hit him. Here
we go then. It looks like this will be another round in favour of Ninjas in Pyjamas. And upping their total ever closer to 16 rounds. Here they go. Freiburg making his way onto the A-bomb side.
We'll take on PRB on the other side. Gets it. Get right. Gets the frag onto Polly as well. And it's just Rain left standing. He does have that FAMAS, but he has 4 Swedes to go. They won't allow it. Get right completes his high. In fact, it was up that one. And now NIP 2 rounds away from victory. And it's, you know, we were assuming London Conspiracy would get that 1 round that would take them to the magic number of 11 that the admin told us would take them through. But they only have so far won 1 round on their CT side. Their CT side has been pretty atrocious.
Yeah, well, like we remember that the actual round they got was actually quite controversial. They got that defuse in their existence. That's the only round they actually managed to pull out the bag. Yeah, like you said, CT has not been too impressive so far, and I think for them, they probably kind of like just the pressure feels a bit released now. They kind of say, okay, right, it's fine. Anything else now is a bonus, but. Yeah, they definitely want to improve on this and kind of, even if it's just practice for tomorrow, like they want to make sure they can like sort the CT setup out and kind of make sure they're not giving too many rounds away.
Full gun round here as Forrest will go through, and from NIP's perspective, they'll be looking at this as kind of a test of character that they may just pass.
Yeah.
They'll certainly have a difficult night.
We've seen them here so many times before, and I never bet against NIP. I always believe they can come back and get themselves back into the tournament. So here we go. They've got themselves the advantage. It's going to be a 5-on-4 situation now.
Rubino will go through. Forrest is going to pick him off at point-blank range, and that's 5 men charging in. And Rain and PRB will be the only 2 left alive for London Conspiracy, and they will quite happily keep those weapons if they can, but NIP have been brutal in chasing those out, chasing those moments out. No weapons allowed at the end of those rounds, but this time I don't think Get Right will be the one able to do that.
I think they can just keep 5 guns here for the rest of the campaign. They'll be quite happy with that. It looks like the CTs will be taking a very defensive stance there. And here they come. Here come the Hounds looking for them. 5th Laren's managed to find Ray next there, and it's going to be PRB left defending against 3 people. They know exactly where he is. He's got a mounted to climb. He's going to keep this gun, and I don't think Forrest is going to allow it. And there it is. Down he goes.
In the end, it could have been very expensive to chase out that 1 weapon, but they got there. And 4 match points NIP. Hoping for further confirmation from the admin that this would be a winner, a both sides win scenario.
I hope so. What a lovely story that would be at the end of this game.
Well, for these 2 teams at least.
Yeah. For the game we've casted, we'd have a nice ending.
Or we'd just all look like complete idiots and the admin set us up to fail.
I think that's more likely. So let's see how this pans out.
But this CT side from London Conspiracy hasn't been good in the slightest.
Oh, definitely not. Like, they're definitely lucky to get the T side first, I think. Kind of get themselves a nice score to work towards.
Freiburg will need a cross, and London Conspiracy have taken. Well.
Yeah, I can hear that infamous gun being shot around again.
Yeah,
there it is.
Your favourite, Henry G's favourite, the Scout. I think they should make the Henry G edition of it. Your own skin, your face just sat inside of a Scout.
An upset face.
That Freiburg will go looking for frags. He'll get the first. It's Rubino, who's had an exceptional game for London Conspiracy. Get Right helps himself to the frag of Skirk, who, by Get Right standards, has been quiet. But we'll see how that affects things as NIP will assert control of the B bomb site with the plant, and will make out. Part of me was just hoping Get Right picked up that Scout that was on the floor there.
Would have been showmanship towards the end.
This is how it's done, boys.
Finish it in class.
But no, and London Conspiracy will attempt a 3-man retake of the B site, because if they don't, they have lost this game. NIP will have passed the test of character.
There we go.
NIP were in a do-or-die situation, and they did it. They don't look happy about it.